Hi bros, in this episode I will show you how to increase power in your electric skateboard or e-bike because there is lots of question about it. We'll speak about lions and lipos, we will consider pros and cons. This is quite a huge topic, so I will try to make it simple and short as possible. We'll speak about chargers and about E6. Let's start with batteries. Over here you can see lions, over here are lipos. So the main difference between them is discharge power and the lifespan. But maybe let's start with the sizing. So 18650 Lion, they are always in the same size. Of course, we've got different sizes like 18500 or even 23, so these big ones. Lipos are in many different sizes, shapes, it's like crazy. If you will cut the shrink tube, then over here you've got cells. So this is 4S battery. Inside we've got 4 cells. The voltage of these cells is the same like in Lions because actually it's the same technology. So it's 3.8 volts and maximally is 4.2 volts per cell. So if you're building some electric skateboard, then I think it will be much easier to use lipos at the deck because they are flat, so you can much easier fit them. But lipos are much more dangerous, we'll back to it. So that's why most of you is choosing, or the factors is using lions, because they are much more safer to use because they are in this metal case. C rating, so discharge power, this is quite important thing. Thanks to it you can feel that your electric thing is so freaking powerful. And at the beginning I can tell you now that lipos are much better choice. Why? Because I think the most powerful lions are Samsungs with discharge power 30 amps, which is actually freaking insane for this tiny size. And this discharge power is only available when the battery is fully charged. When you start to using these batteries or battery pack, the capacity is dropping, also the voltage and also the discharge power. So with the lower capacity, the discharge power is dropping rapidly. So after 5 minutes of using it on full throttle, you can have not anymore 30 amps, but maybe 10 or 15. And to make this story even more crazy, next thing is the temperature. So let's consider that your electric beast needs like 100 amps. Your battery pack can provide 100 amps. But after 5 minutes of using it on full throttle, your battery cannot provide any more 100 amps. It can provide like 50 amps. So the battery are getting hot because your motors can get more power, but your battery cannot provide that power. That's why it's starting to heat up rapidly, and with higher temperature, any kind of batteries like Lion lipos are much less efficient because internal resistance is rising. So after this 5 minutes you don't have even 50 amps, you can have 20 amps because your battery is so freaking hot. And also it's decreasing lifespan, but we'll back to it in a second. Compared to lipos, which are way more powerful. So lipos got this insane discharge power from the top to the very bottom. So this one could have like 100 amps, and when this battery will be at 50% of the capacity, then this one can still provide around 70% of the beginning discharge power, so close to 70 amps. That's why lipos are much better choice. And to make it even much more crazy, over here you can see GNB. This GNB is 6S, and just check the size of this tiny battery. GNB is making really insane batteries, and this one got discharge power close to 260 amps. It will be even a little bit more, but let's say 200 amps because I test this one and it's insanely powerful. And this tiny battery is almost same powerful like this big Betty. Just check the size comparison. So yeah, lipos are freaking crazy and also freaking dangerous. Lifespan, so charging sizes. This is next important thing. I'm quite sure that you heard stories that lions are much better in this case compared to lipo, but are they? So let's consider that we are using only high quality batteries, lions like Panasonic or Samsung, and after 500 charging cycles, this battery will not lose more than 30% of the capacity. So 500 charging cycles, this is like 2 years of using. Nice. Why lipo after 100 charging cycles can lose even or at least 80% of the capacity. We speak about some high quality like tattoo, but we've got also different kind of lipos, graphenes. This battery can survive more than 1000 charging cycles, and after some testing done by some people, this battery lost only 10 or 15% of the capacity. So if you can afford graphene, then after a couple years of using, you are not worried about capacity, about damaged cell, because you can hear 1000 charging cycles and it's losing between 10 or 15%. But we can easily increase lifespan of batteries. How to do it? The answer is simple. Don't fully charge batteries, and this is about all batteries in your smartphone, Lipo or Lions. My magic number is 4.05 volts. Of course, maximally we've got 4.2 volts. After 1000 charging cycles, could still have about 80% of the capacity. This is freaking crazy, isn't it? This tattoo after 200 charging cycles could have still like 90% or 80% of the capacity. So the lifespan of the battery can be increased 2 times, and graphene I cannot even imagine. I think it could be over 3000 charging cycles or even 5000 charging cycles. So this is just insane. So this is simple story. Don't fully charge your batteries. For me, magic number is 4.05 volts. I'm quite sure that some haters of Lipo's been waiting for this moment. Which battery is much more dangerous? Well, of course, Lipo. Lions are in this metal case, so even if there will be some short circuit, then it will not go boom, because over here we've got some kind of hole and it will just, the pressure go through this hole. While Lipos can just go boom, because the discharge power from these batteries, like we speak, is so freaking insane, and they just be like atomic bomb. So you have to be always so freaking careful with Lipo batteries, because if this battery will go boom in my room, then I'm quite sure that the window will just pop out and it will evaporate my balls. So be freaking careful with Lipos. Lions are much easier and safer to use. Lipos got this one unexpected feature. You can see what battery or which cell is dying, because this battery will start to poof, or simply you can just detach one battery, connect it to your charger and check what is the internal resistance. While if you are building battery pack in Lions, then you know that you have to solder every single one, and if one battery will die in your battery pack, then you can not even guess which one is dying. You have to desolder every single one and check. So in this case, Lipos are much easier to maintain, so to check which battery is dying or which one you should replace. So now you know why I decided to stick with Lipos, not with Lions. And in new season, so 2019, I decided to upgrade my battery pack. So I had to order this huge battery case, where this is actually case from something, not for batteries, but it will do the job. And inside we've got, check this one out, 12S 20 amps, so this is some serious power. Check this beauty. So here we got Turnigy 6S 12 amps 24C, so one battery can deliver you over 200 amps, actually pretty insane. And of course I'm using graphene. I will increase the capacity to 25 amps 12S, but so far I will use 20 amps. So yeah, we've got 2 Turnigys and 2 graphenes. And as you can see, I connected those in parallel. Before you connect batteries in parallel, you have to be sure that every single battery got the same voltage. The cells are at the same voltage. For this case, I would recommend to use this D6 Duo Pro. This is the best charger I've tested so far. I got other channel about the drones, RC stuff, and believe me, I got many other chargers. I tested so many of these bigger ones, cheaper, more expensive, but this one is doing the job perfectly fine. It's insanely precise, quiet, compact size. Check this one out. And we've got 200 watts output if we are using AC, but in DC the power is increased to 600 watts, so this one is pretty ridiculous, it's insane. We can connect 2 1S or 6S batteries over here and we can charge. But yeah, the best pro about this charger is that it's insanely precise, which is super important. And as something extra, I can say that over here, as you can see, we got the standard. We can wirelessly charge the smartphone on other stuff, so this one is just insane. I recommend this one, it's dope. But let's back to the topic. If you are sure that every single cell in batteries is at the same voltage, then you can connect those in parallel. In my case, I would like to achieve 12S. So over here we've got 6S battery pack, and on the right side is also 6S. So this one we have to connect in parallel. Like over here, I use also, as you can see, this balance port and connect those batteries together, because I am sure that every single battery will be at the same voltage, so it's also much easier to just plug this one to the charger and charging. I will be able to connect up to 5 batteries, and this is quite safe, believe me. Also, you have to connect power outputs in series, so like this and like this. Once again, be sure that when you connecting batteries in parallel, they have to be at the same voltage. Otherwise, battery with lower voltage will get huge amount of power in short time from other batteries with higher voltage. So as you can imagine, battery with lower voltage will just go boom, because it can take over 500 amps in 1 second. Yeah, it will be quite bad. If you would like to do this battery packs in series, you have to use that kind of adapter. So over here you can see 2 inputs and 1 output. It looks like this. And now you can connect these 2 in series. Now we've got 12S battery pack. What you can't do, this is super important. If you are using this adapter to make your batteries in series, you cannot connect to the same balancing adapter both battery packs or more battery packs, because if you will do it, then when you will connect this one to this balancing port, then it will go through it 12S, so one of these batteries will go boom. You have to be sure that you separate every single rail. Like this battery is different kind of battery now, so use only one balancing adapter for battery number 2 and one for battery number 1, because as you can see, this is different battery packs. The only connection is over here in series. This is super important. Next thing is that you can't connect batteries with different voltages. Over here we've got 4S and here is 6S. So this huge amount of power will go straight to this smaller battery and it will go boom. So never mix 4S with 6S or 5S with 6S, so batteries with different voltages. This is insanely important. And once again, be sure, before you connect first time, batteries in parallel, they have to be at exactly same voltage. What you can do? So, you can mix batteries with different capacity at the same voltage, but the thing is that this battery with smaller capacity has to be much more powerful. As you can see over here, we got this insane GNB 6S 1100 mAh 260C. As you can see, this Big Betty got only 24C discharge rate. This battery got the same discharge power like this Big Betty, so we can mix that kind of batteries. So to make it even more simple, every single battery in your battery pack have to be at exactly same discharge power, or at least they can be like 20% different. So this small battery can provide around 200 amps, and even this Big Betty also can provide around 200 amps. That's why this battery pack can easily work. But over here I've got, as you can see, much bigger battery than this small GNB. This is multi-star 5.2 amps 6S 10C, and this battery hopefully can provide around 50 amps. So yeah, as you can hear, this battery can be not enough because it's 50 amps, while every single of these can provide around 200 amps. So I would not recommend to mix that kind of batteries. Of course, this is quite complicated topic. It depends how much power do you need, how powerful is motor in your e-bike or skateboard. If you don't know how it's working, then just remember a simple thing. Every single battery in your battery pack has to be at almost exactly same discharge power. So this is it for today's topic. If you have any question, just leave it in comment, I will back to you. And yeah, as you can see, I think Lions are not always the best way to go, because as I showed you, Lions are not the best if you're speaking about discharge power. not the best about capacity and not the best about lifespan, because simple, graphene got much better lifespan, discharge power and just everything. And these Lions cannot really provide enough power to power up this insane huge EC from my skateboard. Just check this beast. So this is Flip Sky 6.6 and I'm also using this Flip Sky motors 6374 190 kV. This is actually a beast. I just pushed it like 10 times in last year, throttle to the limits, and I just felt that my skateboard is going up thanks to Lipo batteries. With Lions it will be like pushing throttle, oh yeah, it's going, but with Lipos you are like, holy shit, I will not add full throttle, I want to live. So, what do you think about this episode? Show some love, let's go, subscribe and see you in next one. If you would like to see my review about this charger, check the description, there will be link for my other YouTube channel. And this channel is about drones, RC stuff, so chargers, RC cars. It's quite fun channel, so it's worth to check it. And also, if you notice that I said something wrong, then please just leave it in comment section. I'm just a human, so I could say something wrong, and next time I will do it better thanks to you. Cheers, bros.